And we are live. Welcome back. This is Spencer Foreman with
And Beth Oden.
Beth Oden. Today, we have got her mic worked out. We are going to be talking today about something that's near and dear to my heart. Sales funnel magic. Air quotes. Now, the magic comes from the fact that I have been in WordPress for 18 years. And since I've been younger, I've been involved in creating sales funnels. I still, by the way, have a copy of my first computer. It's right here. I use this on a regular basis. But now we have technology. And over the last 18 years in WordPress, one of the things that's made it much, much easier for anybody who services an audience as a creator are the tools such as the curated version of WordPress that we deliver in the LaunchKit, plus the components like those delivered that I'm going to show you today, we're going to talk about today with KadenceWP. Inside of the LaunchKit, along with KadenceWP, are a number of other really primary components, things that are essential to making things easy. But unlike your regular WordPress as a flea market, today we're going to demonstrate for you how in just a couple minutes you could go from a creator with nothing to a creator with 5 verified sales funnels that allow you to both track your user's journey, but more importantly, to deliver to them the thing that they want, the thing that you need them to have. And that's the point, isn't it? We're in a world where too much technology makes things harder. We're going to show you how to make it simpler. And here's the best part. Instead of going to your car dealer and seeing a gorgeous car in the showroom and then being handed a box of parts, good luck, and having people actually argue on the way out, no, buy my box of parts, my box of parts. Instead, you're going to get the experience today of how WordPress as a service could be with the best of the components curated by your concierge team with 18 years, 40,000 plus customers of experience, and all the knowledge of how things are done. Bottom line is, today we're going to show you in just a couple minutes each those 5 verified funnels. But let's start by talking about the basics. And the basics, I'm going to put up the slide deck. Johnny, put up the slide deck. Okay, so we got Johnny working for us today. I changed to, by the way, do you like the new blue? The blue is in honor of our relationship with KadenceWP and all the other things at the wonderful brand of Stellar WP, who are making most of this possible because they've really created a lot of the parts that go into the solution. I have to say, if you don't know me by now, I'm glad to meet you. I'm Spencer Foreman. I'm an entrepreneur, professional marketer, and I've been doing this, like I said, for 18 years now. So I have plenty of ways to show you how we got from there to here, but essentially we're now sitting on this Lego kit that I used to deliver in a very consultative fashion. That is to say, I had to sit down with you, see what was wrong, go through your Frankenstein monster, and then one by one, undo your problems, which, by the way, is a great business model, but it's not how we have a scalable platform. Right, Beth?
Exactly. That's how we met, right? That's really how we met, was this Frankenstein that I had many years ago.
Right. So let's put the relationship, how Beth and I came to know each other, but also how most of my clients, even as of today, are essentially doing it. Actually, I have another slide I'm going to show. Let's move over to this. It looks like this. Almost everybody that I have had a good relationship with and created sales funnels for has had either a Frankenstein monster or shiny ball syndrome. And they came to me looking like this. So Beth, give us a quick rundown in your story, because you are actually an implementer, a professional WordPress person, which is one of the 3 types. Give them a rundown on how you came to understand the value of working in a different, simpler way.
Well, as many of you know, you have this CRM that sits way out here, and you have this other tool that sits way out here, and they're all scattered all over. And the frustration was trying to get them to talk and figuring out how could we pull that in, because our courses were now going to be pulled into our WordPress website. But I could not get that connection between our CRM and purchasing, and it was a nightmare. So, I always go to Google, right? And searching, and found you because I was looking for that connection between Entreport and WordPress is actually what my big pain point was.
Right. And when we met, the things that have evolved since then is Some of the best of the solutions that we offer today came from having the ability through WP Fusion plugin to connect this WordPress sales funnel machine to any CRM. And by the way, that's still true today. However, since those days, we have found that this Fluent CRM plugin acts as one of the internal features. And for most entrepreneurs, even those that have let's say a very expensive, very complicated, very extra work third-party SaaS CRM, they find that moving all the stuff over into Fluent is easier, better, faster, and infinitely a better solution because they own it and control it. And by the way, when I say it, I mean themselves or their clients. So in your case, you came to me as an implementer for your professional clients who were needing WordPress solutions, but you were having the same difficulty that lots of the smart people that I'm friends with or met over at WordCamp US or interact with daily. We're in a world of infinite choices, infinite change, infinite technology. Unless you're doing what I do, which is eating, breathing, sleeping 24/7, WordPress, the politics, the software, it's just impossible to keep up with what's the latest thing because what's new today is gone tomorrow. And so like when here's an anecdote, like when I traveled to Maryland, I have different ways of making it easier on myself to travel. I simplified, I reduced choices. I relied upon somebody to help me out. Even as simple as like just the Uber, calling for an Uber when I got off the plane, and there's the convenience of just taking an Uber versus the old days of renting a car or whatever else you might do. All right. So to the
simplification, hold on. The simplification though, in that manner is, oh my gosh, like you're in your WordPress site, you're working away, but oh wait, I have to go jump over here and log in over here. And now I have to do that. So the simplification of having it within one location, one login, and being able to jump back and forth seamlessly, and then see the reports and everything right there. So I mean, it's been a game changer for me being able to work for my clients, but also my clients being able to understand it, because trying to teach that, like, oh no, now you have to go, well, where do I have to go? But when you talk about it, like it's in WordPress within your site, it's a game changer for both the implementer and for the client themselves.
I mean, let's talk about that because like there's a couple key points here, whether you're doing this for yourself and you're just, let's say you're a KadenceWP user and you don't know what are all the parts that you need to do, or you're using, let's say, LearnDash and you want to sell a course. The problem we have is that the current ecosystem, which by the way, my friends and family, there's 60,000 competing plugins, thousands of different themes and add-ons, and everybody yelling and screaming over here, over here. The problem with that flea market is that nobody with a smart business mind can figure out what is the right thing to do, because you would have had to be in the politics, in the nuances of knowing exactly what's changed yesterday. And so what we're doing is taking all of those parts and pulling them out, curating them, back to my car metaphor. Porsche makes a car from the same parts maybe as Mercedes or BMW or Audi. They bring the parts together along with the style and the substance and the support for this is what we think your luxury car experience should be. Nobody goes out and buys those parts individually and builds them themselves. But that's the problem with WordPress. So what the LaunchKit platform essentially is it takes the best of the parts, brings our sensibilities, 14 years, tens of thousands of customers, and 40 years of sales experience, and curates it into a ready-to-go platform. And here's why. Number one, the end users or the implementers now have stability. All of the people using the same stuff under the hood means everybody can build new and innovative things on top of it, right? Accessories for the car market. Well, look at like Canva, that product Canva for design. There's an entire ecosystem of millions and millions of dollars of people making templates for Canva. Why? Because nobody's able to go in and break the Canva platform by changing the plugins around like WordPress. Number two, by making it an ecosystem where the cost of getting over that initial hump is nominal, $97, but still you completely own and control it. And you can be up and running, as I'll show you coming up, in minutes. You have it hosted, you have all the software, you have everything bolted together, you have the patterns, the templates. There's really nothing to build. You can literally, just like buying a car, sit in the car, maybe program in your favorite stations on the satellite radio, maybe put your license plate on it. And if you want, they'll give you like custom color pinstripe. But otherwise, it's your car right out of the box. So there's all the frustration of a normal WordPress person removed. What does that do? The instant satisfaction of having the ability to get your sales funnels and your e-commerce up and running means immediately you want to do more, like immediately. So whether it's you to me or you to your customers, by everybody using the same thing, getting immediate satisfaction, as I'll show you today through one of my friends, Melissa Love, you're going to be ready to buy all of these cool tchotchkes and accessories and services because everybody has an immediate win instead of running around in circles with your head blown up with, what do I do next? Or what's the hosting? And third, complete ownership and control. The promise of open source in WordPress for 18 years has always been the software is free. It's the service and the support and the things that you do with it that are being sold. You can't be free in a SaaS platform when you lock yourself into their gilded cage. But here, whether you're an implementer or a business owner or whether you're the end user, when you lock yourself into WordPress, you have 100% ownership and control. Everything in here is the original plugins, the original theme, nothing's been altered. So if you say, Spence, it's been real, thanks for the head start, I'm out of here, I love that. If you say, Spence, I'm going to use the platform as a laboratory to launch all my clients on, and I would like to do it on my own, great. I provide you all the software, the curation, the patterns, so you can just go boom, and not just the actual design stuff, but I'm talking about like the actual functioning mechanics, as well as the support for what to do about things. You and I have been working on grinding out that documentation of how this works as like WordPress as a service. But there's also one last idea. Some of you are like, thank goodness you're here, because now I'm just going to send my clients to you. We give $15 out of every $97 every month to anybody who sends a client over. So if, let's say, you want to just have your clients on the platform, we'll handle all the hard stuff, curation and updates and managing and support. You just do like Melissa's doing here. Sell stuff that works on top of the platform. Your products, your services, your coaching, your support. Because now you know you're not going to have that client who, quite honestly, looks like this young lady right over here, you know, like we were talking about, who looks like this. You eliminate from your entire business any of those kinds of problems. Magic happens. Okay, so let's jump forward because I want to get into the slides and then I want to do this live bit. So enough about me and whatever. Why funnels? I had an amazing fall walk this morning. I do my video that goes on Instagram and social media. And it really just occurred to me that even in a world of complexity, sales funnels have been around since forever, because funnels do not imply actual money. They imply that you are tracking a user's journey and delivering to them specific things at the specific time that they need to help them along, and you can track them. Compare that with somebody who, like we just talked about, is going into the flea market of WordPress, like the flea market of Home Depot, and hoping to figure out what it is they need to buy, where and why, and then put it all together. So buying something from the Home Depot to fix your toilet when you've never been a plumber is a nightmare. But if the person in the orange vest came out to your car, said, oh, I know exactly what you want. You need the toilet repair kit. I've put it on your account. Let me put it in your car. Here's the instructions done in, you know, big pictures, how to go from A to B to C to D. That's the difference. Having a sales funnel means you hold the person's hand through what you need them to do, and then you can see where they're at. That brings satisfaction to them because they make progress, and it brings infinite control to you because you know exactly what it is that people have done or what you need to encourage them to do. And you and I did talk about this many times, but like almost every one of our existing customers has come from a place where they very rarely even have a list. But if they have a list, it's not connected in any meaningful way to the behavior of people on the website, right? It's just randomly sending out emails, right?
Correct. Exactly.
But these funnels, whether they're for actually the stage of taking money or they're just for the nurturing of the relationship, they maximize your revenue and the customer satisfaction, right? Your revenue as a creator who ultimately wants people to pay you, satisfaction of your audience because they just are like you and I. They like I want convenience. The world is throwing things at me 24/7. I need a human being in a relationship who just, like the old days of travel. Hey, it's Spence. I'm going to Vegas. Hook me up. I'm going on Tuesday. I'll be back Friday. That's it.
We really just want to be told what to do, right? The consumer really just wants to be told what to do because there's so many choices out there. So yeah, this simplifies the whole process.
They want to be spoon-fed, essentially. Don't we all want to be spoon-fed, really? I mean, the thing is, in a world of infinite technology, in a world of infinite choice, what's happened as of late on, let's say, the media, we have like Netflix, Hulu, Disney, etc., the sports channels. They've taken the randomness of having to go to the Blockbuster video or the Redbox rental, and like, remember, you'd go to, well, half the audience may or may not, you used to go to Blockbuster and you'd have a list of things hopefully will be available, and then you'd fight and argue, oh my God, which one should I grab? And then you had to bring it back. There was so much drama just to get a movie. Now you have infinite available choices in each of those $14 a month subscriptions. And the truth is that people need that today, because with infinite choice, the only thing that differentiates you as a creator is your personal service or support. But you can't do that willy-nilly randomly. You have to have sales funnels. And then the other part is what we just started with, and then we're going to jump into the examples. You have to have the ability to get people over the hump immediately to experience the thing that you can offer to them, which is ultimately just solving their pain. Because we're all children at heart. Maybe we're infants, some are teenagers, some are older teenagers, but we're really all just wanting to be, held in somebody's arms and snuggled and being given a warm binky. And that's it. And if you do that for your customers, you'll find that they immediately go from like apprehensive to curious, and from curious to, oh my gosh, to holy cow, where have you been my whole life? Even if it turns out that the things you deliver after that initial contact from the sales funnel are fairly well automated. It's because when you eliminate the frustration, you eliminate the pain. You eliminate the pain, it's like the story of the lion and the mouse, right? Take the thorn out and like they're best buddies. So like professionally, where you've come to help me out here, and there's other people that I've been alluding to, I aim to be bearing the flag of WordPress as a service, where for the people who, like myself, make the stuff, we recognize that the large size of the WordPress audience and the confusion that has been brought by the way that the marketplace has gone, they really require somebody to come in and just take it over as if it was run like a regular company with a purpose. And the purpose is all the features you ever need, curated all the time with the instructions and the marketplace of tchotchkes, so that like ClickFunnels or Kartra or Kajabi or Salesforce or Infusionsoft, or I could go down a list of 500 products that run as SaaS services. WordPress as a service is so logical. And at $97 a month, you're getting thousands of dollars of immediate value, infinite amounts of direct support. Why? Because when you're using the platform, and I don't have to spend the first 3 hours of our relationship figuring out what nightmare you piece together, I can immediately give you an answer based upon 5,000 other people that have come before you. And because I know that the plugins and the software are curated to blend together, we polish the edges, make them all fit like a perfect puzzle, there's nowhere for anything to go wrong. Now, if you come up with a new problem, we also do that. I curate in the new idea. Beth has an idea for some really cool thing she needs for her customer. She needs some help to have that built into the platform. No problem. Because you shouldn't be coding. You shouldn't be fixing your Mercedes by getting a wrench in your hand when you bought a new Mercedes or a new Tesla. You need the dealership to fix it for you at the, warranty level. Keeping it simple with KadenceWP and LaunchKit means you are going to do infinitely more for yourself, for your clients. And whether you want it to be bespoke or white label, whether you sell it to yourself or you sell it to 1,000 other people, it's the same price to you. Because we do have opportunities, like I'll talk about today, like Melissa's an example, where you can white label your stuff that goes into the platform or even a version of the platform, because the hard stuff is what we're going to keep doing for you. We're going to make sure that anything you make has underneath it the same platform, the same components, the same common sense as everybody. And I am betting on the fact, after my 18 years in WordPress, that this idea is not only going to work, but it's overdue. And it's been validated now again and again and again and again and again, right? Like you and I both nod our head, because we've been working with live clients who come in frustrated in the first 5 minutes. By the 10th minute, they said, you had me at hello, that I don't have to go subscribe to 18 plugins and figure out which things are fighting with which, and I don't have to get a host, and I don't have to set up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, what happens next? Now, Beth, you can speak to you and I just talked in the last couple of weeks because we're still doing consultative work. Each of us have had people who've come in for free. And I myself have had 8 out of 10 people immediately go to spend $200 to $500. A good majority of people, at least 4 or 5, have gone to spending $5,000 because they had this pent up problem. And we've got the same software platform like a ClickFunnels or a Kajabi or a Sales. Everything you need is in there. They just needed somebody to translate the things of their need into that platform. You had similar, right?
Oh, correct. They have a big overall concept of what they want. But again, they want to be reassured that they're making the right decisions and that they're going to get it set up correctly. And to be honest, they're no different than the consumer, right? They are the consumer. They just want it done for them a lot of times, right? Because they're really focused on their business. They want to be involved in their site and they want to do it, but they don't want to do necessarily the setup or, some of those other things. So, and again, they're looking for that relationship of someone that they know that they can call when they're stuck or they need something new or something else. And so, yeah, it's an easy fit.
I like to call it the mirror on the wall. I need this. You said you need this. We all need this. We need someone to be the mirror. So, mirror on the wall. Am I doing this business right at all? And a lot of times the answer is no. So what happens is when somebody like us using this platform, you using this platform, has all the right pieces, all the high-end stuff like that available from Kadence, but it's delivered in a ready-to-use format sensibly so that we can hold the mirror up to a customer. You don't have to sell anything in the sales funnel. You literally just have to hold the mirror up to them. And they're like, again, like Jerry McGraw, where have you been all my life? You had me at hello because I knew I had the problem, but nobody was talking to me about my problems. They were all just trying to hawk their auto parts at the flea market. We don't need more tinkerers. We need more people who are building solutions on the platform. You know why? Because I would never necessarily, Russell Brunson, one of the best marketers of our time, we don't need people necessarily standing on the, LaunchKit stage with 1 and 2 comma clubs records. But like, that's the reason that it's so popular, isn't it? Because everybody can see, wait, that guy, that woman, that person's not any smarter than me, but now they're selling more stuff. How are they doing it? Because they stopped tinkering and they just went to use a system that had all the pieces in it. But unlike that system, here you can own it, control it, and you have the flexibility of WordPress for yourself and others. Okay, let's jump into this. 5 verified sales funnels. I'm going to go through each of these. And what I want to do here too is I'm going to gut check myself because I've got my slides on the bottom here. I'm going to go to the live screen. And I want everybody to understand where I'm at and what I'm doing. So with the LaunchKit platform, it's $97 a month for access to your own curated kit that's hosted online, optimized. It has all the software. It's constantly updated for you. You can use it for yourself, or you can use it for a laboratory to launch for clients, or you can use it for your clients. If you want to add clients to these, you can do so and send them to the platform, you make $15 every month, $180 per year just for them using the platform. And then you just offer your service. But if you wanted, you could also just take all the stuff and, as we'll show you, build cool stuff and then export it out to your own WordPress hosting. I am totally on board with that. That's still awesome, as long as you have your core $97 a month. So this is an incredible value. It's thousands of dollars of benefit and savings, but all the knowledge and the proven capacity. Okay, so for today, I'm referring to the fact when you go down here, we've got our live event. There's a special link here, the Get Today's KadenceWP offer. This is going to track whoever is purchased if you do. It's $97. You can cancel anytime. You can get a refund if you want in the first month, because I know 100% there's nobody who's going to do that. We've had literally dozens and dozens of folks who have signed up, and all of them have literally said, this is the best thing that's happened to me. And that's because it's just common sense. So let's keep going. Now, I am going to show you what you essentially get with the LaunchKit platform is the background stack of everything built together. It's not just a box of parts. It's not just the software bundle. It's not just the theme. It's literally the site curated with all the things that are hard set up. What does that mean? It's got launch flows configured, WooCommerce configured, the subscription configured, all the various features configured, so you can immediately just start using it. Literally, you can take the sample products that are in there. Like, I would like to just sell a scheduled event. I would just like to sell a course for a monthly subscription. You can literally just go to the product, as we'll do right now, change the name, change the price, and then have it be able to be checked out. And we even have started it where it's got the email ready to go, so you can see the emails. They're caught in a trap. And we've got the Stripe test keys, so you can see the checkout. And we've got the Fluent CRM set up so you can see the marketing automation. The point is, you go from like clicking a button for 97 to literally being able to deliver something in 5 minutes or less after the site's in your hands. And then whether you decide to do design stuff, as I'm going to show you, or you just use it as an engine, putting that link inside of a Canva button or a YouTube video or something, it doesn't matter, because as long as it's got your logo and your domain on it, you're good to go. By the way, we host this for you, included in the price, so you don't have to set up any of that, but you can leave anytime, or if you stay with us, we can even bump you up into, you're doing more business than you thought you would and you need more horsepower. But for normal businesses, this is completely adequate. So an incredible value. Let's talk about the basics of the 5 things. Maybe one last thing I want to jump to. Melissa Love, an extremely well-known marketer, sales funnel expert herself, she and I talked this morning, and this is a sneak peek at what's coming in the LaunchKit platform. The relationships with really smart people that have incredible tchotchkes and products that go on top. Her company is doing, among other things, this Style Cloud. The difference between the Style Cloud as just patterns and pretty things and LaunchKit is when you put them together. It's the peanut butter and the chocolate that make Reese's. That's where the magic comes in. So this is a great example that we're demonstrating of how you can use any of her custom style components as well as her sensibility. She's going to have other things that I'll let her talk about in the future. But the idea is combining this with the ready to go LaunchKit platform means you can have something that's gorgeous and sexy and has all of her expertise or training ready to go, and you could start selling in a minute. So we're going to use Melissa's cloud of patterns and components as part of LaunchKit. Okay, let's do it. Number 1, free lead magnet to a paid trial. Now, there's 2 ways you could do a lead magnet. You could do a lead magnet where somebody is a cold lead and you want to put them only into your CRM. Or you can do that, you kind of think the relationship is going somewhere and you want to enroll them automatically, log them in as a customer, even if they have not paid any. So the first one is done with forms. The second one is done with WooCommerce and launch flows. Today, I'm going to assume a cold lead. And by the way, what's the difference? The difference is like dating. Did you just meet the person? It's the first time you're going to go for coffee. You don't even know what they look like in person. Or have you met them for coffee and now you're going to go for lunch? Okay. If there's even an inkling that you could sell them something, it's a good idea to kind of already have them in the system ready to buy, because you can track them more with the marketing automation. But for today, we're just going to say cold lead. We're not going to make them a customer. We're just going to keep them in the CRM. The second thing that I want to show you is I'm using this tool that will allow me to log out and demonstrate it and so forth. But I think I can get away with it while I'm also logged in as the site owner. So how are we going to do this? First of all, I've saved a little time because I want to at least get the show on the road. I used a blank page and I used Melissa's design kit. You can go out of the box with the standard Kadence stuff. Now, the thing that I love about Kadence is, among other things, the page settings allows somebody to just designate what's the overall layout of this billboard. Is it box, not boxed, header, not, whatever. You can set up the look and feel of the default, but also each page. So here, because that's what I think it should have had, it's a full width page. And then I went into the design library, and again, using the Kadence components or the LaunchKit components, or in this case, Style Cloud, I just went and I picked things that I thought would be interesting. She actually has some great lead magnet or sign up page stuff, and you just pick whichever one you want and you just click on it. And that's exactly what I did here. Now, I also, in this case, could have used the forms built in to Kadence, which I love. But I also wanted to demonstrate, since we're using Fluent CRM and Fluent Forms, to use a Fluent form. So I created a form, which I'll show you what it looks like, called Free Lead Magnet, and I just used the Fluent form. My favorite trick of KadenceWP is this little doodad here. Go to the document overview. And everything you build in Kadence should have a row around it. So think of it like stacking logs, okay? Put everything inside of rows, because when you go into a row, you then have control over the sections as well as the background and the padding. But what's neat about this is I didn't have to actually do anything to put this in place. I just chose it from the design library, and then I just said which form. But you can see how easy it is to just find that. I just literally opened up the section and I replaced what was there. By the way, let's see if you can see it was there before. See, if I keep using actually going back tool, it would let me go and show you what was there before. All right. Now, when I set this up, it's going to go to another location. So let's actually use this once. It's going to take somebody to the deliverable for the lead magnet, because the deal that I made with them is I said, look, if you give me your email, I'm going to deliver to you something, right? And now it could be a free video, or it could be a course or a sample course. So let's see how this works, and then we'll talk about step 2. So I put in here, we'll say Tony at tiger.com. I subscribe to the newsletter because I want to get the whatever the lead magnet is. Boom. I'm immediately taken to page 2. Now this is where the simplicity kicks in. The lead magnet delivery doesn't have to be fancy or anything on a third-party thing. It's just a regular page that I set up, and if I wanted, I could hide the page from normal search, right? So it doesn't get indexed. But if it did, who cares? Because it's just another thing you're trying to sell anyway. I let the person know what they're getting. Ebook's on the way. Here's a video embedded. But then what I did is I put the upsell product, the paid trial product in there. That is something that's normally $97 a month, but by just adding the product to the button link, I was able to make it this simple. LaunchKit makes it where, boom, that just takes you to the custom checkout, and it's ready to go. One of the things I should have done, but I'm going to do it again, is because we were playing with this before, and I noticed that the cart had the 2 things in it. So let's do it fresh so that people see that it actually works. Click, and it adds one of those in there, ready to go. I'm going to show you how to set up the product, but now somebody was given the chance to subscribe to the $97 product. Notice that it's actually $0 because it's on a 7-day trial, but then they can see what it would be after that. And when they're done, again, using launch flows and so forth, it's as simple as this. Just to have them sign up, they will be added to the CRM. They will get the normal custom thank you page that I'll show you how we did with launch flows, and you've got them as a customer. So the first step was you got them on the list, you own them. The second step was they were given on the thank you page an offer for something that's a free trial. All they had to do was give their credit card, but you didn't actually charge them, right? It's $0. Launch flows makes this super simple, and then they can, on their side of things, go and see their dashboard and see what's available. Let's look at it from the owner side of things, because this person was not only added to the CRM, but we'll also see that they're in a subscription. So if we go to Fluent CRM and we go to contacts, and again, this is where I like to be actually not logged in as the admin, but we'll see it anyway. We're going to have to, we'll have to do this on the other side of things because it won't register the tags when you're logged in as the admin. But we see that the person is added to the CRM, and all the other information about what they've done or what they purchased and everything else is here, so that we can do what we got to do. Let's do this as a logged out person, okay? So we'll do this one more time. By the way, I'm also using, I might as well tell you, one of the things I use is this log me in now, which is super convenient because it allows me, if I want to log out and demonstrate incognito. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to users, and I'll become Tony the Tiger. Or I'll become, let's make a new person. Well, let's do it. Let's actually just do the logout version because this way I can do it. I'll create the user at the time. Okay, so we go back over here. Let's do this now because I'm not logged in. Let's do the same thing. Lead magnet. New at user.com. Person gets added to the list. But wait, I want to consider the trial. Maybe the video talks about the trial. They go to the checkout and new at user.com. By the way, it is possible to pre-fill these fields. I didn't do it here, but we could have done what we call passing the variables to this page. And that's really helpful. I would probably normally do that, but since this was set up really quickly, so the person who just put their info in, it would already have this information pre-filled, right? New at user. Okay, and then same thing, they buy it. And then we'll go ahead and log in as me and see what the results are. Place the order. By the way, the styling and everything in this was easy to add in. I just used, Melissa had given me a style kit, which allowed me to just, this is a very monochromatic look and feel. The normal launch kit has like blue and orange, a little easier to see the buttons. Okay, so now I bought the product. And if I go to my account, I'll see what I got, my orders, my subscriptions, my whatever. In this case, I have this active trial. Forgive me, I know this is a little light to see with those buttons, but that's just a stylish. Okay, let's log out. And I'm going to go back to being Spence. Now, one of the things I want to demonstrate, which is kind of cool, is I could use that log me in now, which is part of the launch kit also. So yes, let's actually log out. So if you're working on your clients on the LaunchKit platform, like you could just click here and you don't have to worry about being given permission to get back in or if they changed anything on you, because this will just typically allow you to just jump right back into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it put me on another tab and now I'm back in the site. Let's look at the Fluent CRM now, and we should have, you know, this new user. And we do. And now we can see, you know, the history of what they've got. Well, we can see they were added to the main list. We can see which forms they submitted, free lead magnet, including maybe more information. We can see that they've been created as a subscriber. And even though they technically didn't pay anything yet, we can see that they have a $0 order because it's a sample subscription product. So I've just effectively with this captured a stranger from a cold lead, given them a trial offer for free, made them a customer. And now because they're in my funnel, I can do all the automations I want based upon any of those things. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Back to that form. Hang on one second. Back to that form from the, you know, from the, my client standpoint.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Being able to see all that information about that one person in one place is invaluable.
Yeah, you know, you also bring up something I rushed over it. Let's look at how we set up that form because it's really, really easy. So here's the lead magnet form. It's just a basic form. It was just an email field and a button, right? But the key to making this work, which is the hard stuff, did you notice I didn't have to set anything up with Fluent CRM or Fluent Forms, or it was just there working. Here, what I did is I said, for the confirmation after submission, send them to a page. The page was that lead magnet page, the one that had the, you know, boom, you're in, here's the button. I'm going to show you how the button works. That's with launch flows on the product. But that just allowed them to be basically given the offer. And then if they said yes to it, it took them to the checkout. Here's how that product worked. With launch flows, WooCommerce, WP Fusion, I'm able to take the subscription product, make a free trial out of it, give somebody a tag or tags, which by the way, I didn't do, but I could do. Let me show you how we do that. So here's a simple subscription, virtual, $97 a month, but I said free trial, 7 days. I also have the custom price string so I can say, you know, try it free for 7 days instead of the mumbo jumbo you might get out of the box. Launch flows, I said, send them to the checkout page, give them to the thank you page after they're done. And then with WP Fusion, if they were actually done with their transaction, that's where the difference is because they're on the trial right now. You know, I could give them various tags, has member access, does whatever. This is something you have a great amount of control over. But the bottom line is, notice it's all built into one product. And the other thing that's neat that I love about using Kadence is that when I'm using Kadence, along with these other things, I can actually customize the design and layout of this. I can do it several ways. I can use it right here in the Launch Flows template, or I can use with Kadence, there's the Kadence Elements or Kadence Shop Kit would allow me to customize this further. But for right now, out of the box, the neatest thing is that you don't really have to customize anything. You can just have the product be simple, show what you need, or use the Launch Flows direct checkout link, which is something that you could, like I showed you before, put into the button. Okay, so here's what the LaunchFlows direct checkout link is. When we've set up LaunchFlows for where this product will go, it gives us this checkout link. I can put it on a button on that upsell offer page, but I could also put it in a YouTube video or an Instagram post or Facebook, or I could make a Canva, like a graphic in Canva, and put this link on the button, because watch what happens. Wherever I put that link, wherever it gets clicked, we'll take that product offer and put it right in the checkout. So I could have a webinar and everybody clicks and boom, they're immediately buying my product. Okay, let's do the second one. A primary offer plus an upsell. Now, this is a really, really simple one, because what we can do is take any product, and with the same method I just described, we can put it into a pretty button. So let's do this one from scratch. I'm going to go over here to my product library. And I've got some products that I can use. So let's just use one of my existing products. It's the paid coaching call. Okay. So I go in here and I set it up just like I did with the other one. I tell it how much, what's the title, where should it go, like checkout, thank you page, blah, blah, blah. Do I want to add tags if they purchased it? Like before, I'm going to grab the LaunchFlows direct checkout link. Here's why. I could offer this product on this page itself, but like I was saying, I can also just make a really cool, pretty page from scratch, especially using these design components that are available out of the box from Kadence or from Melissa Love or otherwise. So let's make a new page. We'll do add new, and we'll call this primary offer. And this part I really was excited about, because let's say you just love somebody's design sensibilities, or you love their marketing common sense. Melissa already has sales pages here, right? So if we scroll down, policy pages, about sections, she's got almost everything you might need, right? Even full sales pages or full sales page sections. Let's just do a section. And we want something with a button, right? So let's pretend this is the one. We just click on it, pops it into place. And now I'm going to do the thing I told you about before. Let's make it full width, because I think this is supposed to stretch across. And let's say this amazing coaching call, right? Now see this button. Let's make this button a little more aesthetically visible, right? Because that light gray is fine, but it's a little hard to see. So all I have to do is go to style, and I just say, what's the background color? Let's make it a dark button with light text. And let's also change the look and feel of this a little bit, because Kadence makes this super easy. Let's make it full width. And now let's change the text to buy now. Buy 1 hour now. And now the final step, which this is just the best part. Just paste in that direct checkout link from LaunchFlows for the product. Publish. We are now done. What did that take me? Maybe 3 minutes of gabbing, 1 minute of actual work. Now I've got a gorgeous, sexy sales page that can be used on its own, or hide the header and, make it part of something else. When somebody clicks on this, that product is going to be sent to that custom checkout ready to buy. Let's do it again. Like I said before, let's get rid of the, let's get rid of what was in the cart for a second, and let's do it again so we get a fair shot at it. Buy now, and one of these products will be sent. Now, some people say, Spence, what if I don't want to allow people to change the quantity? Okay, that's easy. Just go back into the product, and all we have to do is just change the ability of the product to show more. So go to products, all products, and the paid coaching call, we can say only allow somebody to buy one of those. No big deal. It's right in the main setup of the product under inventory. Limit purchase to 1 per order. Now, when we go back to the checkout page, we'll see that only one will be visible. That's all they can get. Very easy. Now, there's other stuff that I'm not showing you here, how we can customize this checkout. I want to give you a hint of what that means. In our patterns library, the free patterns library, if I look for checkouts, there's unbelievably cool stuff you can do with Kadence and LaunchKit. Things like this one, multi-step checkout with tabs, because LaunchKit allows you to modify the checkout so you could take the various things. Like on the first tab, these are the 2 products I'm offering. Okay. On the second tab, I can choose to buy actual additional products from the merchandise store. On the third tab, I can have attendee registration info. The fourth tab, the buyer info. Finally, a waiver signature. And then the last one, the checkout stuff. So with this, I could just copy the pattern code, paste it into the LaunchKit. Because Kadence is there, all of this will just work. You'll have a multi-step, incredibly powerful, sexy checkout thing with zero complexity and everything guaranteed to work. But for now, I'm just using this simple one because I'm trying to do the sales funnels. Now we have to have an upsell. So how are we going to do the upsell here? We know that when somebody buys this, they're going to be taken to the thank you page. Well, one of the coolest ways to do an upsell is you could customize the thank you page specific to a product. So remember we had that one product that was the coaching call. Let's go back to it. Let's make a custom thank you page just for that coaching call. And we're going to put an upsell on it. Okay. So let's call this coaching call thank you, or thank you coaching call. And there's other ways to do this, but like thank you coaching upsell. Okay. Same as before. Let's do something from Melissa that's like really sexy from the design library, but that allows me to put a product in there ready to buy. And so in this case, we can look again at the sales pages or the sales sections, and we'll find something that looks attractive here. We need something with a button. So maybe just this here, call to action. Okay. Now, forgive me, the content isn't whatever, but we'll just say, but wait, get this now. Okay. Now that call to action, let's do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and first of all, let's change the style so we can just see it a little better. Maybe this one we're going to make red. Now we need that product that's the upsell. So let's grab one of my other products and use that as the upsell offer, because the first thing we offered was coaching call. We need a second product to offer after that. All we need is just the direct to checkout link here. So let's say we're going to offer the simple product one as an upsell. Okay. So go into that. And in this case, again, make sure that you grab the proper URL. This is one way of doing it. And we're going to go over here to this page and we're going to do like we did before. Let's add that. And then finally, let's change this to get it now. Okay. So this is now our upsell with a second product that happens at the time of the thank you. All right, let's try it again. We're going to do the same sign out stuff, but in order to make this work, let's do log out. Yes, I do want to log out. Okay, so we'll go to the shop, even though I normally don't show the shop, but now I'm showing the shop just because it's a convenient way to start out. So I'm going to go to the original product and I'm going to add it to the cart. That's going to allow me to do like we just said, buy it. And we can actually use the same user because notice how it remembers who it is. And if somebody was logged in, we can also have their credit card saved so they don't need to actually keep putting the credit card in. If this new user was logged, let's do it as a second user. The person's not logged in. So say second user at test.com. What I was saying was if the person was logged in, it would show their credit card is already being installed. But in this case, what happened was it was just because my browser remembered what the last fields was I used. That wouldn't normally happen with regular people who are not in the same house. Okay, so now the checkout happens. Instead of going to, oh, I forgot one thing. Hold on. The most important part. I forgot to change the first product's checkout. So, or thank you. So let me fix that and we'll do it one more time. I want everybody to understand when I do these, I work live without a net and I'm very pleased about that, but sometimes I actually forget a step in my haste. So let me go back in. What didn't happen there was on that first product, the coaching call, I needed to change the destination of where somebody went as the thank you. And I forgot to do that. So forgive me on that. So let's go back to that one product. And the paid coaching call, all we have to do is just change the destination of where the person goes after the thank you. And so we go here. And for this, remember we called that coaching. So thank you, coaching. There we go. All right, now let's try it again. We're going to log out. Let's go to the front and log out. And that little notice that comes, do you want to log out? That's just a WordPress thing. I'm not 100% sure why they have that, but I guess it's good if you didn't know you're going to log out. Okay, so let's try one more time. Paid coaching call. Let's just go right to cart with it. And let's make sure, we'll call this third at user.com. And let's do the checkout. Notice, by the way, I didn't have to set up the credit card test. I didn't show you yet, but there's the emails that are being sent out. You can see all of it as you're using it. Now, when the person checks out, they'll be taken to the thank you page that has the offer, which is the very pretty offer of, oh, but wait, get this now. Okay, I'll get it now. And watch what happens with the credit card. The person's now logged in. So notice they don't have to do anything but say, yeah, I need it, baby. Press the button and I'm in. So now the person is like literally given the Amazon experience. And now they get the thank you that they bought the second product. Okay. Worth mentioning, we're going to go back and let's check the Fluent CRM to see what they got with the tags and stuff. But worth mentioning is the fact that, like, if somebody bought something previously, we can conditionally show them something else. So there's no point in having to offer somebody something they already own, but you also don't have to break your normal sales funnel. You can just have a conditional option that says, if they've already got this upsell product, let's just offer them something different, right? And that's like a super convenient, very powerful feature, but we know who everybody is now because we've got the CRM on the site and everybody's logged in. So let's go over here to Fluent CRM and just check what somebody has done. And then we'll go on to number 3, order bump at checkout. So here we got third user, second user, all that stuff. Okay. Order bump at checkout is done with a really cool component of launch flows called order bump. Let's just check our numbers of our products because that's all we need for an order bump at checkout. So we go to products and we'll see when we roll our mouse over that they each have a unique number. Now I want you to either look in the top or the bottom left corner. When I roll my, oh, actually here you can see it, ID 135, ID 152, 221, 100. Here's how you get any product to show up as an order bump at checkout using the cool design capability of Kadence. Let's say we wanted to offer a paid coaching call all the time at checkout. We could also do it conditionally, but just for now, we need the product ID of 135. We're going to go to our checkout page and we're going to add in a order bump component from launch flows. As simple as this. I can design this differently, but I'm going to show you how I do it with Kadence. Remember how I said I love it when you put on this, use a row for everything, right? Well, you can also nest rows. So I go to the top component of launch flows. I say add before. I say /row. Now I'm going to put in a new row nested. Why do I want to do that? You're going to find out. Then I type bump and I put in the order bump component and I just change the number to 135. I can decide whether to show the image. And I also, since this is not a choice of one or the other, I'm going to say P square. So it's a checkbox, not a radio button. And I'm done. But what I want to do on the row layout, the nested row, is I want to make it look like one of those good old fashioned Billy Mays things, right? So I'm going to go to style and I'm going to go to border settings. And here I'm going to go full on red border with the big dashed lines. Okay. And I'm going to make that like crazy big. And I'm going to pad the heck out of this thing. And I love this tool here, this unified tool. And I just slide it. Now watch what happens. Now I'm going to get the order bump of that product available right here, right now. And that means that if somebody decides to add it in, it's going to put it in and we're done. Now, remember too, that this is going to take them to whatever checkout you have designated. Now, remember when I set this up, I changed the thank you page, but it's the same checkout page. So it'll keep the person here. But just when you're setting this up, remember the products know where to go for their checkout and they know where to go for their thank you. So make sure that the product is a, order bump stays on the page. But watch what's happening. See, now it's an order bump. I can add it. I can remove it. I can add it. I can remove it. You can do as many of these as you want, and you can put them anywhere you want on the page. Super, super easy. Number 4, one-time versus subscription. This is an example of you can use this order bump thing, or you can use what I call a variation. Now, I'm going to explain the difference. The variation is where you have a simple product where you decide to give 2 choices. It's this or that. So I could say my subscription product has either get it for a month or get it for the year, right? Or in this case, one time. So let's just make one of these products to do that. Another way of doing that would be to have 2 different products, but I just want to show you a couple examples. So let's go ahead here and we'll make a fresh product really, really, really quick. So add new, and we'll call this we'll call this one-time versus subscription. I'm going to make it a variable subscription. I'm going to say you can buy one or the other. And then I'm also going to set up launch flows, right? So the same thing, checkout for where it goes, and thank you when you're done. But here's the interesting thing I'm going to do. I'm also going to say only one variation. That is a built-in sales funnel, because this will only let you choose either this or that. It won't let you add a one time as well as a monthly. It's either or on the product itself. Now I have to do an attribute, right? So let's call that time, and the value would be one time or monthly. Use it for variations. So now I'm giving me 2 choices for attributes. Next, I go ahead and set up those attributes, right? And so for this particular thing, let's save those. Let's go to the variations. We're going to generate the 2 choices. It's going to be 1 month or I say one time or monthly. So we'll make a custom string that says, get it one time or monthly. This is things like on Amazon when you subscribe to vitamins and things, you can get it once. Okay. So for one time, we need to put an image in and all the rest. We can just choose something from the library, or you can use a remote image. Let's use LaunchKit as the image. Virtual, whatever. Now, if it's one time, even though it's a subscription product, guess how I do that? I just do it. It's, let's say, $10 every month, but it expires in 1 month. That's choice 1. One time is a subscription, but it starts and ends for 1 month, because I can customize the description. I can customize the string to say, get it for 1 month, then it's over. So people are very clear they're not subscribing forever. That, people freak out otherwise. And you can also apply a tag, right? So I could say here with LaunchKit and WP Fusion, I could say, purchased 1 month subscription, whatever you want to call it. Just click add new, done. You got a new tag. For the monthly, I do the same thing, except I'm going to make it slightly different. I'm going to say it's going to be $10 every month forever. So virtual, $10 every month, never expires. Just $10 a month forever. Apply a tag. We say purchased monthly $10 thing. I'm going fast because I know we're using up a lot of time. Save changes. Now, here's what's awesome. If I don't do anything else, and I just set this up as a sales page in and of itself, I can use launch flows in the LaunchKit to simplify and clean up the sales page, get rid of all the normal WooCommerce stuff. And it's just a super easy, clean page, but it gives us that sales funnel. Let's take a look at it. So here's my thing. And by the way, I have this is a gift. I have a checkbox I could have checked to remove this from display, but here's my choice. It's either one time or it's monthly. And either way, when they sign up, it's going to send them to the custom checkout page where, oh, throw in the paid coaching call, and so on and so forth. In this case, I was only allowed one of those and I had one, but the basic idea is somebody has the ability to do whatever you need them to do combined together. We've got the one-time versus subscription. We've got the order bump on the checkout page. Together, you've got magic. Fifth funnel, instant simple bundle. This is the one that blew you away, right? Beth, this is one where you've asked me for a recent client. How can I take a bunch of products?
It blew both of us away, right? If we talk, right. It blew both, but we got it all. It works, and it works really slick.
Okay. So here's the concept. You have an engine here. The LaunchKit solution is an engine that happens to have KadenceWP and all these other components in it to track the buyers and their tags and their journey and what happens to them. But as I said, you don't have to use the engine to sell stuff. You can just take the stuff and you add it together with links, and they will all be thrown into the checkout from anywhere. So let's go to our products and talk about how that works. It's so simple. I love this for people. Let's say you are selling something that has 100 SKUs, like, I don't know, in the old days it'd be MP3 players. Maybe today it's trading cards or something else that people can pick from hundreds of them. Maybe your team doesn't really want to work in Gutenberg for all the sales pages. They want to do stuff fast and furious, like Black Friday's coming up. They just want to use Canva to make pretty pictures with buttons on it and just assign which products get purchased from a pretty picture when somebody clicks on it. So let's say we take, we got our simple product here. The ID is 33. And then we've got the second simple product is 100. And the other one is 135. So it's 33, 100, 135. We go to the first product we want in the cart, because it's important which order, because this is the one that will normally, show at the top. And this is the one that'll have like the details of where it goes. So we know where it's going. We've set it up. All we need to do is grab that same direct to checkout link. And then that was, like I say, to remind everybody and myself, because I'm old, that was 33. So let's go back here. That was 33. We want to add 100 and 135. So we go here, I paste it, and I just put a comma. I put 100 and a comma, 135. Now, why is this relevant? I can make a pretty page with a button on WordPress with Melissa's stuff. I can go to Canva. I can go to YouTube. I can go to Instagram. I can go to Facebook. If I paste that link in, that is going to put all three of those products into the checkout. And let's just do this here. Let's clear the cart to make sure nothing's in it. And let's get rid of our order bump thing. We can leave it in. It doesn't matter. Let's go over and make a new page. And this is our last one. I went over my 40-minute promise.
This is really great to put in an email too. When you're talking about segmentation, right? And you're trying to you've seen these people have looked at this or watched this. You can take that, bundle it, give it a different price, email them, and now you're you've bundled what they've been looking at for weeks or something.
Even better. I love that idea, because newsletters, you can save this bundle as a link in the built-in newsletter capability of using Fluent CRM. And now you've got a component that you can put into your email, your newsletter, your campaigns, wherever. But I'm going to show you both ways. So like instant simple product, let's use Melissa's thing here. We'll just pick something pretty. I'm just looking for a wild card here. Maybe something catches my eye. Let's just do here. Let's do this big page that's got something at the top, call to action. This is my instant simple product bundle in a moment. And by the way, everybody knows how to customize Kadence. So all we're going to do is the same thing, get the bundle. Click on the button. We've done this now a couple times. I'm going to change the color, and this time I'm going to go into the blues and background color. Actually, let's do that, the blues. The other one will do white. Okay, same idea. Let's set the width of this. I still like that full width. Put the URL in of those three things. Make it full width page, because I believe that's what this was intended. Publish. I am now done. As simple as that, like 1 minute. And let's refresh the page to make sure that that thing actually stuck. Let's edit. I don't know why that button, let's update that and check that button. It looks like the button didn't take my choices. So I'm just going to push that one more time. I'll do, and let's do full width. I'm not so worried about design stuff because you guys understand, anybody here knows how awesome the, Kadence design stuff is. By the way, this also could be a link. I just don't want anybody to feel like otherwise. So if we wanted, we could delete that and just use like here, heading. Click to get it now and do the same thing on a link. Let's dare to be different. Okay. Oh, hold on. I went too fast. Highlight it and then click the link so it's not replacing the text. There we go. Okay, we got it. Update. Now let's take a look at this one. And I think I'm having a caching issue with my browser, but let's just see why. It's possible. Let's view the page this way. Oh, I know why. I'm in the second panel. I'm rushing around. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at the top panel. This is the second panel is where I linked it. Okay, so let's see what happens. When you click this, 3 products should be added to the cart. And there they are. If I go to Canva, which I'm always happy to do, let me just show how I would do this. I love this. I could just say sales page, and maybe this is your client or your customer, or maybe you want to make a business out of selling awesome templates. Just find something that's incredible. Customize this template. Just do the same thing. Add that link to a button. Okay, click on the button, link, paste in, enter, change the words to, get it now, publish to a website, and you're done. Now, Black Friday has never been any easier than this because now this is essentially like instant satisfaction. This thing makes a live website with, let's just make sure I got the link in there, with whatever you need ready to go. Be sure when you do this, you click on the button. I clicked on the words. Let's paste it onto the button. Let's do it again. Website, presentation, open. Click, boom, those products will be in the cart. Now there'll be 2 of them because obviously I did it twice. That's it. All right. What am I telling people to do today? I'm telling people today that these 5 sales funnels are an amazing way to get started. Stop tinkering. People, start creating. How do you do it? You start with a free call. Go to wplaunchify.com, click the button. Let's talk about what you're trying to do for yourself, your clients, or if you are a tinkerer, to get yourself out of the, WordPress flea market. And then come on over to LaunchKit, where I have got, as I mentioned to you, let's just go back over here. I've got a special offer. Just scroll to the office hours live and click the Get Today's KadenceWP offer. Whether you're an existing customer of mine, a past client, somebody who watches this live, it's $97, money back guarantee. You get full access to our office hours, all of the patterns, all of the goodies. But more importantly, you will get started on a journey with $3,000 worth of software curated into WordPress as a service. And let's see. I have the wrong page. Let me wplaunchify.com software bundle. You have basically all of these components, about currently $2,800 worth of stuff. You're not buying the software. These are non-licensed. They're the legitimate software, but they're non-licensed because what you're buying is essentially the thing that open source promises. You're getting an outcome which is ready to use with the sensibilities of how everything works, plus my own plugins in there, because I found that once you've got this, the things that you create will cause you to get better results. My relationships with the various authors of these plugins means that they understand, likewise, as I'm describing, WordPress is moving forward into a new era of what it is that you're going to do with these things. Licensing as it was is not necessarily the way it's going to go in the future, just like you don't see a lot of Blockbuster stores on every corner anymore. Beth, I don't know. I ran a little long today because I was doing this live without an ed. Should we add anything or should we wrap it here? Because were there any questions that were pending? People were very happily watching. I appreciated that.
Yeah, we had lots of watchers. No questions right now. I think you covered it really well. You covered the 5 topics, and they're awesome funnels. And just because of what Spencer showed today, there's also, like little nuances that can be added to them too. So you're not limited to just those 5.
By the way, it's worth mentioning a couple things. First of all, you specifically have been working very hard on our documentation. So at wplaunchkit.com, if you click docs, you'll start to see this thing filling out. There could be, if you multiplied the features we've got times there could be 10,000 different things that a person could do. What we're trying to say is, here's the 5 most important or the 10 most important, because all that matters for most creators is to have a product or a service or an interaction that you sell. That's it. And everything else could be done later. That's getting over the hump. But we want to make sure that people understand all of the features. And a big part of that, by the way, we're constantly talking about what to hide, what to not show, what to remove. But yet still, when you buy this, even if you left, you still have all of the software, the original software, all the features, and you've gotten the experience of knowing what's possible for immediate. The second thing is that, or the B, is that the relationships that come from this, I think, are where the real value is. So I think that the platform itself is just the kind of like the razor blade handle, because then everybody buys all the shaving accessories and they buy the razor blades, and they're going to buy them from you. Like we described at the beginning, a person comes in for free. They get right on board to my 97, 297, 497, and boom, they're like, Spence, can you just do all this? $5,000 sounds good. And you can take 1 hour to do what would have taken you a week or 5 weeks, because it's just boom, click and run. All right. Thank you, everybody, for attending. This is just the beginning. I'm extremely excited. Thank you to Melissa Love for her generous contribution, and looking forward to the partnership that brings. Thank you to KadenceWP, Kathy Zant, Stellar, Devin Walker, the rest of the team, Zach, and everybody there, and Ben and Hannah. I'm looking forward to more of this with some of our other components and features in our next office hours as well. If you do join the Launch Club, you can contribute and get a VIP priority to questions and other things. But as those of you who have been sending me your thank yous have indicated, it's just the fact that I take the phone calls, I take the emails, like $97. Where are you going to get somebody who can give you everything you need for that? Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Beth.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Perfect.